Hey guys, it's Savvy, and if you are new here, welcome. If you have been here before, welcome back. Today is day 7 of the StrikeBackVideoAthon. I would like to point out that I've done it every day and I'm really proud of myself. I'm also really happy today's topic is classics, and I really like classics. When I first started this, I'm moving, so sorry about my sad bookshelf. When I first started this channel, I thought that I was actually going to be primarily a classics channel, and then I just got bit by the fantasy bug again. You know, it goes in waves where you're just like, I love fantasy though. There's always a wave of fantasy coming soon. But I'm really excited to talk about the classics I want to read. I also wanted to start by saying I just finished Cold Comfort Farm, which is considered a classic. It was written in the 30s, and in the 30s, like books and things about farms and really like down and out sad long stories about farms were really popular, and so this book's actually a satire on that, and it's done really well where it's funny and it's cute, and the main character is stellar. I love her. I was kind of nervous about her at first. I was like, she seems okay, but she needs to grow up a bit, and she did grow up a bit, and she's so funny and so wonderful. I love Flora. And now we're going to talk about what I want to read. But if you're nervous to get into classics, if maybe you didn't like any of the classics you read in school, or you're just like, I haven't really delved into that, and the language I know can be more intense since it was written in the 30s, it's a very light, easy read, and just really enjoyable. It's a good before bed read because you want to know what's happening or what's going to go on, but it's not like, oh my gosh, are they going to die? It's not like that. It's like, oh, that's so funny. Oh, that's kind of weird. Oh, and so that's nice about it. Oh, up top I have my Nook, which has my, I really want to read more Dickens. I've read Oliver Twist, Christmas Carol, and A Tale of Two Cities, but I really want to read the Pickwick Papers, as well as all his stuff, but I really want to read the Pickwick Papers. I've heard that that's his best work. I'm really excited to read that. And then I also have 1001 Arabian Nights on here, and I really want to read that as well. I've actually started it before, and it was on a international trip and my Nook died, and it like wouldn't charge on for it was just like, okay, great. But it works now, and it was so good when I started it. So I really want to read that like on a trip though. I feel like it's something that I need just like a lot of time and nothing to do but read. And then next we have and first, I think I forgot, I really want to read Tess of the Duberville. I own a copy and I've misplaced it, and I could just like get it on my Nook for free, but I love the copy I have so much that I don't want to read it unless it's from that copy, which is kind of dumb, but I love it, so I'm going to try to find it. The next one though, I bought this. It's like a short little book with two novellas in it, it's called Two Crocodiles by Fyodor Dostoevsky and Felisberto Hernandez. I've never read Felisberto, but I love Dostoevsky, and they're both about like men who turn into alligators, I guess. It sounds very interesting. Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, one's about like a piano player that turns into a crocodile, I think. Then the other one's about a crocodile that eats a rich guy, but he's a circus sideshow. Looks interesting. Sorry for reading the back. Oh, and if you're wondering why I'm doing this live, if you are new, my editing software is not working right now. I think I just downloaded it, though. I think it should be working now. Hopefully, it's in the process. The next is another Dostoevsky. He is my favorite, and that is Uncle's Dream. I honestly just found this for sale at a bookshop that was going out of business, and so I bought it. I really hope it's good. I like the kind of crazy eye on it. It's kind of freaky, kind of cool. I can get behind it. The next is another Russian author, and that is Mikhail Bulgakov, and that's The Master and Margarita. I want to read this so bad. I have actually also started this one, and then I just got distracted. The first chapter was amazing, or the first little bit. So I really want to get to this, hopefully in the next year. And then next we have Faust, And what I love about this copy, it was a gift for me, and it has German on one side and English on the other, so you can compare the two, which I just think is so cool. Also, something interesting about Faust is that it's about like star-crossed lovers or something. I don't really know much about it, but I do know that after it came out in Germany, it became really popular for like people when like their like lover like broke up with them, they would just throw themselves off like a bridge and kill themselves, which is really sad. But it was because of this book, because it happens, one of the characters does it, and so I'm really, really interested to read it. I don't know, I'm just curious. I feel like it's gonna make my angsty heart happy. Not the people killing themselves part, but just the being angsty part. The next is The Complete Tales of Edgar Allan Poe. I've read all the popular tales before. I will say, if you're going to start on Edgar Allan Poe, start with his poetry. It's amazing, it's beautiful, it's wonderful. Also, his essays and critiques are amazing. I've read a couple, and then I was like, you know what, I want to do this book cover to cover. And so I didn't allow myself to read any more of his critiques, even though they're phenomenal. So I need, and I'm in the middle, I'm actually in the middle of the story. It's just rough. There are, excuse me, I'm a huge fan of Edgar Allan Poe. I love his stuff, which is why I have this book. But some of his stories just don't do it for me. They're a lot to handle. And I found Tess. I thought the spine was pink. It was hiding on my bookshelf. Oh my gosh. But if you're going to start with Edgar Allan Poe, I would recommend you start with his poetry because it's just beautiful. Annabelle Lee, oh my gosh, The Conqueror Worm is my #1 favorite, and then Annabelle Lee is like 1.5. It's so good. It's like, but just not quite as good as The Conqueror Worm. The Bells is also amazing, and I would recommend reading that out loud. So good. Also, if you're nervous about classics, I'd also recommend Treasure Island. It's so fun, and Robinson Crusoe. They're both about pirates and shipwrecks and just all of this great stuff, and they're classics, but they're like high adventure and so fun. The next one is East of Eden by Steinbeck. This is about a town in California called, it's the Castro Valley, and Eden is a town there, and so it's east of the town in California, and I didn't really realize that that was what the name was. I thought it was like well, it is biblical too, but I'm so excited, and I'm living fairly close there now, but I'm actually moving to be even a little bit closer, and it's just, I just want to read. I love Steinbeck anyways. I think he's amazing, and now that I like live here, I'm just like, oh, I have to read him even more. Because he also has a book called Cannery Row, which is about Monterey, which was the town my parents wanted to retire to. They love Monterey, so they're always like, oh, read that book, Savannah, and tell us what happens in it, because they didn't want to have to read it. And now I will, because I live right here. It's so exciting. I'm so excited to move. I saw my new roommate yesterday. I was giving her my deposit, and I was so nervous going back. I was like, oh, like, I hope, because we had met before, and I was like, I hope she's as nice as I remember. Like, I hope I still feel like, and she was so chill and so nice. She bought me a burrito, and I brought her cookies, so it was like even. And then I was like, do I owe you anything for the burrito? And she was like, no, I guess it's a burrito. Don't worry. And I was like, yes, yes, we are the same. We have the same opinions and feelings. So hopefully we work well together. I do get nervous. I've had some really wonderful people that were roommates, but we just weren't great roommates together, so I do worry. I'm sorry, I'm just on tangent. And then also the last thing is The Complete Works of William Shakespeare. I would love to finish this. I don't know if I would ever read it cover to cover. I really, really want to read The Tempest. However, I've heard it's really amazing if you see it live and you don't know anything about it. So I do want to save The Tempest, even though I also really want to read it. And I've read a few. I love King Lear. King Lear is my favorite Shakespearean play. King Lear and Twelfth Night, and I always forget the name. Richard III. It's the one. One sec. It's just hard because they all have King Richard III, yeah. There's a really amazing movie. It's almost like, has some, like, false, um, future things to it where it's, like, it kind of takes place in like the 40s, but if England were fascist, and it works so well. I usually don't like those things. I'm usually kind of like, oh, like that just kind of stresses me out, and it's something I don't need to stress about. But it's so beautiful and it's so poignant because I mean, this play. I guess it could be argued that all of Shakespeare's plays transcend space and time, but this one especially, he's so evil and so funny and about it. Like there's just so and I think it's I don't remember who plays him, his name, I'm spacing on his name. If you've seen the movie, if you're a fan of that actor's, I'll give you my address and you can come punch me in the face because I should know this, but he plays such a good Richard because he's evil, but he's also really funny and snarky. He's snarky, that's the word. He's snarky about it. So I'd recommend that. I also, Twelfth Night, there are some really amazing film adaptations, and also She's the Man is based off of Twelfth Night. In the play, Viola has to dress up like her brother. In the original play, it's because they get like shipwrecked, and she's like a woman alone, and she's like, "Oh, I'm just my brother Sebastian." And it's really really funny. And then King Lear just will break your heart. I love it, and I don't know. I read it in high school, and it was something that like we read a lot of intense books in that class. We read King Lear, The Collector, and Equus, the play, which are all, and I think maybe one more, which are all super intense books, and I'm so glad we read them. Like, no way would I pick up The Collector by myself. I can't handle suspense, and frankly, it's not super suspenseful because you're in the bad guy's mind. But in some ways, like I wasn't able to. I didn't sleep well while I was reading it, and I didn't know why. And I'm sorry. Oh my god, this is why I need my editing software because I just go on these tangents for like 10 minutes, and I just need to be able to get it out of there. Shakespeare, awesome. Need to read more. I will say I do prefer watching his plays and then reading them after I've seen them because I do feel like I mean they're plays, they're meant to be watched. So that's it for the classics. Sorry for going off on tangents. I hope you guys I will see you guys tomorrow, I think. I'm really excited for that, and I will let you know how my move is going. You will see this, I mean, it's already happening, but you will just see it already, like, just slowly but surely getting books taken away, probably starting February 1st. And I will see you later. Have a wonderful day, week, month, year. Bye-bye. I need to start